Hey everyone, welcome back to the Royal Sussex Squad, where we always keep it real and always keep it rooted in truth and compassion. I'm so glad you're here today, because we have a lot to unpack. More than just a headline or two, but a whole tangled web of palace games, media manipulation, and the unwavering strength of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So, let's settle in, because this is going to be a journey into the heart of what it really means to fight for your family and for your truth when the world tries to twist your story. Let's start with this revelation that Harry is now closer to his mother's family than to his so-called immediate family. Let that sink in for a minute. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, son of the future king, grandson of the late Queen Elizabeth II, yet his real loyal family right now are the Spencers. And honestly, who can blame him? Because the way the Windsors have treated Harry and Meghan over the years, it's no wonder he's turned to the people who have always shown him real love, compassion and acceptance. It's sad, but it's also powerful, because it shows that love can transcend blood when blood turns cold. And here's the thing, the story of Harry's connection to the Spencers is not just some passing family drama. It's a story about resilience, about breaking the cycle of pain and betrayal that has been running through the royal family for decades. Because let's remember, it was Princess Diana herself who faced the same cold indifference from the palace. She was the ultimate outsider, the one who was never quite royal enough for the establishment, and yet she showed the world that love and compassion could break through those walls. That's the legacy Harry is carrying forward, and that's why he's turned to his mother's family for strength. Now let's talk about this passport scandal, because this is where the story goes from family tensions to outright manipulation. According to The Guardian, Harry and Meghan faced a 6-month delay in getting British passports for their children, Archie and Lilibet. 6 months. That's not just a paperwork backlog. That's a deliberate act by the institution to control and undermine Harry and Meghan's family. And let's be clear, this wasn't some random bureaucrat in an office making a mistake. This was the hand of the palace itself, influencing passport officials to hold back the very documents that legally recognise these children as British citizens. And why? Because the king didn't want Archie and Lilibet to have titles. Because he didn't want them to have that official status. So instead of doing what any decent grandfather would do, celebrating his grandchildren's citizenship, he played games with their passports. He tried to erase their birthright in the same way he tried to erase Meghan's name from Archie's birth certificate all those years ago. Let's not forget that, because it's all part of the same pattern. First, they erased Meghan's name from Archie's birth certificate, trying to diminish her presence as his mother. Then they played games with the children's titles, stalling and dithering, while Harry and Meghan waited for answers. And now we learn they were even delaying their passports, effectively making it harder for them to travel freely, to be recognised in the eyes of the law. This is not just about paperwork. This is about power, about control, about an institution that sees these children as pawns in a game, rather than as the innocent souls they are. And through it all, Harry and Meghan have stayed calm and focused. They didn't rush to the tabloids to leak some angry statement. They didn't launch a war of words. They just quietly handled their business, consulting their lawyers, sending letters under data protection laws, demanding answers in a way that was both dignified and resolute. That's what real strength looks like. Now, let's get into the name change rumours, because that's where the media really tried to twist the knife. Richard Eden at the Mail on Sunday claimed that Harry was thinking about changing his children's surname to Spencer, his mother's maiden name. At first, people rolled their eyes because, let's be real, the Mail has never been known for its honesty when it comes to Harry and Meghan. But then The Guardian and Vanity Fair confirmed that Harry did in fact talk to his uncle, Earl Spencer, about the possibility. And you know what? I don't blame Harry one bit for thinking about it. When your own family treats you like an outsider, when they try to erase your children's very existence, it makes sense to look to the family that has always shown you love and belonging. The Spencer name is more than just a name. It's a symbol of the mother who gave Harry his heart, his compassion, his sense of justice. In those dark moments after the Queen's passing, When King Charles was too busy dithering over titles and playing games, Harry must have felt the pull of his mother's legacy so strongly. Of course, in the end, Harry decided against it. He knew it would be too controversial, another round of tabloid feeding frenzy. Because let's be real, the British press would have spun that into weeks of headlines. Harry turns his back on the monarchy. Harry and Meghan snub King Charles. They would have twisted it into something it wasn't. And Harry, always the wise one, decided it wasn't worth the headache. But the fact that he even considered it speaks volumes. It shows just how fed up he was, how deeply he wanted to protect his children from the cruelty of the institution. It also shows how much he trusts his maternal family, how much he values the bond he has with the Spencers. Because unlike the Windsors, the Spencers have never tried to control Harry. They've never tried to silence him. They've just offered him love and support. And that's what real family is about. I find it telling that while King Charles is busy playing politics with his grandchildren's passports, Uncle Charles Spencer is inviting Harry to spend Christmas at Althorpe. He's offering him a safe haven, a place of peace and family tradition. That's what Princess Diana would have wanted. She would have wanted her sons to feel safe and loved by her family, especially when the palace turned its back. It's also worth noting that this is not just a personal drama. It's a reflection of a much bigger problem, the way the monarchy has always treated those who don't fit neatly into their idea of the firm. We've seen it with Diana, we've seen it with Meghan, and now we're seeing it with Archie and Lilibet. The monarchy is an institution that demands absolute loyalty and silence, but when Harry and Meghan refused to play along, they were cast out. And yet, here's what's so beautiful about this story. Despite everything, Harry and Meghan have built a life that is full of love, purpose and integrity. They didn't let the palace's cruelty break them. They didn't let the tabloid lies destroy their family. Instead, they found their own path, one that honours their children and their values. It's inspiring to see, because let's be honest, the level of smear campaigns and outright hostility they faced would have broken lesser people. But Harry and Meghan, they've stood tall. They've refused to be defined by the people who have done nothing but try to diminish them. They've shown the world what real grace under fire looks like. And let's give Meghan her flowers here, because she's been the backbone of this family. Through it all, she's carried herself with such dignity and strength. She's never let the haters see her sweat. She's kept her head high and focused on what really matters, raising her children, supporting her husband, and using her voice to uplift others. The media, of course, can't stand that. They can't stand that Meghan refuses to play the role they've written for her, the silent, docile duchess who just takes whatever is thrown at her. But Meghan has always been her own woman, and she's always stood up for what's right. That's why they attack her so viciously. Because they see a woman who will not be silenced, and that terrifies them. And let's not forget Harry's role in all this. He has stood by his wife every step of the way, even when it meant leaving everything he knew behind. Even when it meant facing the wrath of the British press and the cold indifference of his own family. He chose love. He chose his family. And that's something to be celebrated, not condemned. As we watch this drama unfold, let's remember that the real story here is not about some hypothetical name change. It's about a family fighting for their children's rights, for their dignity, and for their freedom to live life on their own terms. It's about the refusal to be defined by a toxic institution that has long outlived its moral authority. And you know what else? It's about us, the people who support Harry and Meghan, who see through the lies and refuse to be swayed by the tabloid spin. Because every time we call out the hypocrisy, every time we share the truth, we're standing up for something bigger than just Harry and Meghan. We're standing up for the idea that love and truth matter more than power and control. So let's keep speaking out, let's keep sharing their story. Because the more we shine a light on these injustices, the harder it becomes for the palace and the press to keep hiding in the shadows. And before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to thank you. Yes, you. You're the reason this channel exists. Your support, your comments, your shares, they're what keep us going. So if you're enjoying this video or podcast today, please do me a favour, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. And if you're feeling extra supportive, consider donating via Super Thanks. Every little bit helps us keep telling the truth and standing up for Harry and Meghan. In life, some stories are shaped by privilege, others by the pursuit of truth and love. Today, June 9th, 2025, we witness the journey of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, a family quietly forging their own path. Their battle isn't waged with noise or scandal, but with resilience and compassion. It's about a son's love for his mother, a husband's devotion to his family, and the courage to break free from tradition. Beyond the headlines, this is a narrative of integrity and the power of choosing love above all else. Let's look past the noise and see a family navigating turbulent waters with grace. Guided by conscience, not by ancient maps, they seek authenticity and peace. Their journey reminds us every family deserves a sanctuary, a place to be safe, seen and cherished. Harry and Meghan's quest resonates with anyone who's ever felt misunderstood or marginalised. It's about the universal need for belonging and the freedom to build a life on one's own terms. This is their story, a testament to unity and the quiet power of living one's truth. To understand Harry's journey, we must remember his mother, Princess Diana, a woman who chose compassion over protocol. Diana's legacy lives not in monuments, but in the hearts she touched. Harry's growing bond with the Spencers is a return to his roots, a search for genuine belonging. The Spencers offer him the unconditional support the institution never could. By aligning with his mother's family, Harry honours Diana's spirit of love and independence. He's determined to give his children, Archie and Lilibet, a life shielded from the scrutiny he and his mother endured. In turning to the Spencers, Harry builds a bridge for his children to their grandmother's heritage. Diana's values, compassion, courage and authenticity, are now the foundation of their lives. Through Harry, Diana's true legacy endures. A name is more than a word, it's identity, heritage and belonging. For the Sussexes, the idea of Archie and Lilibet using the Spencer surname is deeply symbolic. The Windsor name represents duty and tradition, but also pain and pressure. The Spencer name connects them to Diana's legacy of love and independence. This isn't about rejecting history, but embracing a legacy of the heart. For Harry, offering his children the Spencer name is the ultimate tribute to his mother. It's a quiet declaration that their family's foundation is built on love, not titles. The rumours of a name change highlight a deep fracture in trust with the institution. Choosing Spencer would be a dignified act of reclaiming their narrative. It's about defining their family by the love they choose, not the roles they inherit. Control isn't always loud. It's often hidden in bureaucracy and subtle exclusion. The 6-month delay in issuing British passports for Archie and Lilibet is more than paperwork. It's a message. For any family, a passport is a symbol of belonging. For royal grandchildren, it should be simple. The delay creates uncertainty, reinforcing that their place is conditional. This is part of a pattern, from altering birth certificates to denying titles and security. Each act alone might seem minor, but together they reveal systematic distance and control. The emotional toll on Harry and Meghan is immense, a constant struggle for recognition and acceptance. These aren't just administrative hurdles, they're barriers to feeling safe and valued. The passport delay is a quiet symbol of the resistance they face. It's about the fundamental right for their children to belong. Amid relentless pressures, Harry and Meghan have chosen dignity over drama. They refuse to be drawn into public battles or tabloid narratives. Their strength is quiet, rooted in conviction and self-respect. They share their truth on their own terms, focusing on family and philanthropy. This measured response is a testament to their character and unity. By not engaging in negativity, they rob detractors of fuel for controversy. Their silence in the face of provocation speaks volumes. It's a declaration of peace. Meghan especially has shown remarkable fortitude under intense scrutiny. Together they demonstrate that the most powerful response to hostility is to live with purpose and integrity. Their united front is an inspiring example of resilience. They show us how to weather life's storms with heads held high. At the heart of this saga is a man's choice for his family. Harry chose his wife and children over the path set for him since birth. It was an act of love and protection, not rebellion. He left behind the only life he knew to shield his family from harm. Meghan has been his steadfast partner, anchoring him through the transition. Together, they've built a partnership grounded in respect and shared values. Their actions send a clear message: family comes first. They prove it's possible to break free from toxic environments to create a healthier, authentic life. Their story is a universal tale of courage, love, and the strength found in unity. Harry and Meghan's journey is more than royal drama. It's a reflection of our times. Their story is a lesson in the struggle between outdated institutions and modern values. In their resilience, they stand for anyone who's felt silenced or constrained. Their journey encourages us to question where control overrides compassion. It calls us to support truth and those brave enough to speak it. The path of love and integrity isn't easy, but it leads to true freedom. Their story invites us all to be braver and kinder. By supporting their quest for peace, we vote for a more compassionate world. In the end, this is a story of hope, that love and truth will always prevail. May their journey inspire us to build a world where every family is honoured and love lights the way. Thank you for being here, for standing up for what's right, and for being part of this incredible community. Until next time, keep your heads high, your hearts open, and your eyes fixed on the truth. Because love always wins, and Harry and Meghan are living proof of that. Talk soon, Royal Sussex Squad. Stay strong.